sure.
Most particularly when I found a company inside the company that was very difficult to fight. But
you were shot at, weren't you?
no.
I thought I recall reading in your diary that the report you wrote.
Well, I'll come to that in a moment, but in any event, we'd like to say that we honeymooned in the Caribbean and we wintered in South America. And some aspects of that were great fun. Mum got involved with teaching in one of the oil companies compounds. We became members of the Caribbean Club, which is just a beautiful club. We lived with a very, very nice couple called the McVeighs in a house that was owned by the chief Nazi organizer for Venezuela. Well, war was underway, but this was the so-called Boer War. There was absolutely nothing happening, except the odd sinking of a ship and the odd skirmish here and there. And certainly in the Caribbean, all German shipping had scurried into the safe haven and anchored just offside a German-owned nail manufacturing plant. The docks of on the dock sides of Maracaibo was a German refugee ship. The German community had gathered together inside the German school, and because their incomes had been cut off, and so they formed themselves into a kind of a I don't know what the right word is. What do the Jews have their
co-op kind of thing?
Yeah, well, it's a co-op, yeah, but the word's unimportant. Co-op is the closest thing, and they were looking after each other, taking care of each other, and pooling their resources. And strangely enough, no, it wasn't strangely enough. Interestingly enough, as soon as I connected my radio to the antenna array, the house was called Los Almendros. That's the almonds. And it was the walkway up to the house was lined with almond trees. The ground was, golly, there must have been a full acre and a half. And a high fence across the front. And burros would get into our grounds, and the baying and the yelping. We had iguanas running through. We had the odd snake, very odd. We had cockroaches like they were going out of style. We had a colored housekeeper and laundress, and a colored cook. And actually, life was pretty comfortable, that, with the club life. And we also had the golf course, which was a 9-hole course of pure sand, and the greens were oil sand. Slick as a whistle, just like putting on asphalt. And one of the hazards of in the fairway was goats standing on their rear ends to try and get at the leaves of the little divvy trees, which are the only shrubs that seem to grow around there. By the way, the whole area around Maracaibo is just like a desert for 11 and a half months of the year. And then would come the rainy season. And suddenly the whole thing would burst into bloom and into greenery. It was almost a miracle to see that happen. We were on the shore of Lake Maracaibo. There's a sandbar across the mouth of Lake Maracaibo, which is why only shallow draft boats can get in, or why the popular way to get there is to fly over from either Curacao or Aruba, mostly from Aruba. So, the basin of Lake Maracaibo was formed by two cordillera of the Andes. And these mighty mountains were visible as far as 30 miles away. That is, the tops of them. It was fascinating country. We were on the western shore of the lake. The eastern shore was jungle. There were a few jungle roads that got you down as far as a place called Lagunitas. Lagunitas was a community built on stilts out into the lake. And there was one ramp to the mainland. And of course, plumbing was the I don't know how they got the water around the place, but the sewage was just a hole in the floor and down into the lake. The oil field was under the lake, and that part of Lake Maracaibo was just an absolute forest of derricks, oil derricks. And as a result, there was a slick of oil that one day caught fire under Lagunitas. And there were 1,200 casualties of that fire because people just could not get off this housing mass on stilts. So it burnt like a flash. And the Venezuelan government, to try and do something for the survivors of Lagunitas, built a model town some miles inland. And proper water supply, proper sewage disposal, screens on the windows, doors on the door frames, built with adobe or cement or ceramic tile. Absolutely minimal use of wood, so as the termites wouldn't chew the thing away. And after the tragic fire, a lot of the populace surviving did move in for a while. They wrecked the joint in no time at all, and got back to rebuilding their town on stilts and moved back into their hovels and away from their model city. So with some people, it's awfully hard to do a favor unless you educate them gradually and slowly up to a level of living that you find desirous for them. They themselves have their own aspirations, and they're sometimes quite different from what you dream they might be.